stuff like that.
Yeah.
We're open.
At least.
Hi guys! Okay, so I'm here with MILLY. All her details will be around the screen and in the links below. What we're going to do today, we tried filming this before, went horribly wrong.
Like a month ago.
Went horribly wrong. But we're going to be answering some assumptions and also questions. I have a few questions and a few assumptions, and we're just going to be answering them. It's mostly about models and a few things about us as well.
Ooh, I haven't seen them.
But to make it less boring, I don't know, we're adding face masks. Like random face masks. And they're actually supposed to legit look like them. Because the ones we bought previously were supposed to look like Toy Story. But they didn't.
They were just plain. So we filmed the whole video.
But also half of it didn't record, so
yeah.
That's
technical. It was not meant to be.
Technical drama. Anyways, so we're going to be using these random ones. Okay, so should I shuffle it? You close your eyes and pick one.
Okay.
Okay.
Done?
Okay. I'm a cat.
I'm a...
I don't know what that is.
Lord knows.
Okay, so let's open these up. We have a little towel down because we learned from our previous mistakes.
Also, do you like our tops? Girls went shopping yesterday, didn't they?
Well, just a tad.
Sometimes you have to treat yourself. Same.
And now we're twinsies. It's really cute. And but you can't tell us we're actually wearing like blue jeans and black belts, but we'll insert
that was unintentional.
Yeah. We'll insert a photo of that. But yeah, while we struggle to open this. Oh, I
Here.
did it.
In the middle.
I did it. I opened a package. Aren't you proud of me? I can never open packages.
She's been here 2 months and I think that's genuinely the first time it's happened.
It's the first time I've opened something correctly.
Oh my lord.
Can you see the colours?
Okay.
Well then. Oh, it's gooey. Oh, that feeling. Ooh, okay. Okay, so while we're putting it on, let's answer the first question. How many push-ups can you do? 0.
Yes. 1.
I tried doing 1, but I couldn't get back up. Anyways.
I could probably do 1.
The next one is an assumption. Models only eat salad.
It's not true.
Not even close. I have a very balanced diet of candy.
Yeah, the one thing you kind of need to know about models is that
we eat a lot.
Majority of girls, I'm not saying all of them because, you know,
there are
some. Majority of girls have their physique because that is natural for them. That's what their metabolism like gives them. So they can eat completely normal foods and maintain.
Some of the Victoria's Secret models eat McDonald's before a runway show. Like, I'm not gonna lie.
Like, I know a lot of the girls here, I'm personally vegan, but a lot of the girls here just eat like fried chicken and things like that, just normal things. And they still look exactly the same way.
Look at this. Whoa! Obviously it's important to know that everything is in moderation. So it's not like I'm going to eat candy every single day of my life. I do try and eat healthy, I try and do balanced things, but I'm not going to starve myself and only eat a salad if I'm really hungry. Oh, this is so gooey, like my hand, I don't know if you can tell.
I'm low-key in love with this look.
You look vicious.
I've got castings after this, so I might just keep it on.
I don't, because I'm leaving soon.
2 days. What am I going to do about my little South African baby?
I'll Skype you
in
the car. Oh, that feels awful, but anyways.
Well, it tastes awful as well.
Okay, let's just clean our hands on the towel. So yeah, just remember that like a lot of models eat clean and eat healthy and try and live a good lifestyle and exercise and stuff like that. But I mean, it's also everything in moderation. So it's not like we just eat salad, and it's also like we don't eat anything at all.
I for one love sweets.
I have an obsession with food in general. If I'm hungry, I eat. Anyways, fair enough. Next question's models. Oh wait, this is an assumption, sorry, not a question. Like, agencies tell models and girls to drop out of school. So this is the first question that we answered last time, and we got so emotional.
It's wrong. As in the assumption, it's wrong.
completely wrong. If you're with an agency, let's just point this out there. If you're with an agency that asks you to drop out of school,
Drop the agency.
Drop the agency. It's not right. It's not okay. Education is extremely, extremely important. And this kind of leads into the next assumption is like all beauty, no brains. No. Just tell them what you're studying.
I'm currently at Cambridge, so University of Cambridge, studying natural sciences. This year going on to do genetics.
And I'm in my final year of studying teaching, and I'm graduating soon. So education, and it was my agency that was actually encouraging it and asking, do I have something to study? Do like they highly recommend and suggest. I keep eating it.
Maybe don't.
Maybe that they were like so keen on like study something part-time, study something. They were really wanted the models to have something in their back pocket, obviously, because modeling is not
it's
a lifelong career. Like,
I think most of the girls that do modeling, they realise that, sad as it may be, it is short term.
yes.
But not for everyone. Like, some people make it big and like carry on modeling
Till
like
they're,
past
92.
their 30s, 40s, yeah, even later.
Grandma.
But it's not the reality for everyone, so you kind of
And also, like,
you
each
have to have
season
something
is
else.
different. So one season you might be super busy, and another season you might not be. So it's always good to have that thing to fall back on, and that kind of background plan. And my agency and her agency are extremely proud of us for having degrees and studying something and being educated. It's super important to them. So yeah, if an agency tells you to drop out of school, because I know in my agency we have a lot of young kids as well, and they only send them to places on like holidays, and they only do castings and stuff on holidays and stuff like that, and that's totally fine. You can still build a career and keep your education, and please do. Last time we got real mad.
Kids. Yeah.
Real mad, so I'm trying to keep it short and sweet, but I keep eating it. It keeps moving. Whose mouth is this big? Just honestly.
Space buns look like ears, so it's kind of cute.
I looks like a cat. Let Millie read the
We're
next
back.
question.
Hello. The next question is, how long do you sleep? All day?
Never.
I would like to answer this one. I actually have insomnia, so I barely sleep. There you go. Sleep like 2 hours a night maximum.
I struggle to sleep, but on a model level, let's just put it realistically how much you could sleep. Jobs sometimes work out that you get home at 11, 12 p.m. You have to get your face ready, prep yourself, wash all the product out of your hair, get all the makeup off, all of that. And then sometimes, realistically, you have to get up 4 a.m. for your next job. Because you have to be there at 5.
Yeah.
Or sometimes you have to be there at 4, so you have to get up at 3. Realistically, if it's in season and you're busy and you have jobs going, you could sleep 2-3 hours a night, and you just have to look awake, look great. This is why face masks are really popular.
Banging.
Not these. Are really good for we'll see how our face feels after.
Yeah. But if you've heard of a stereotype or seen models sleeping all day, that's probably because that's their first proper day off and their first opportunity they've had to sleep in a while. So it's not that that's their routine of sleeping every day. It's just that when
probably
they can sleep,
you try
they will sleep
it's
because you need to.
It's kind of like the same concept. If you're a mother with a newborn baby, every opportunity you get to sleep, you are going to sleep. You're going to take that nap. You're going to take that opportunity. It's the same with model. If you've been working 24/7, you are going to nap whenever you can and whenever you can. I had a job at 4 a.m. on Tuesday, and I literally, we had a bus ride that was an hour and a half to the one location. We shot there, and then we had another hour's drive. I napped in the car because I was like, no way am I getting through this day if I don't get to take a nap. So the stereotype of models sleeping all day and stuff like that is because probably you did not see the 10 days before that, which she only slept 1 hour. Realistically.
Truth.
#truth. Anyways, next question. Some advice for new models wanting to start. Just do it.
Yeah. Don't try and make yourself something that you're not.
Don't try be the next Candace Swanepoel or the next, who's one of your favourite models? I feel like a bad model now that I can't remember anyone's names. But don't try be the next whatever famous model that you look up to, whoever it may be.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, whoever you look up to, don't try and be her, because the industry's already got her.
Yes.
You have to be you. You have to stand out. You have to be unique. They're wanting something different, because obviously they already have a MILLY and have a Cara, so you can't be someone else. You have to be yourself, and it's the only way you're gonna grow, and the only way you're really gonna.
But along that vein of thought as well, yes, they want something different, but don't make yourself different. As in, if that's not what you naturally are, don't force it, because people can see through that. And as well as maybe like if you go to a casting when you first start out and a client doesn't want you, that's nothing bad on you. That just means the client has something slightly different in mind. Another client will want you. It just might be that you haven't found them yet. So like, don't force yourself into say like a
market.
Yeah, but also like, don't even try and say like force yourself into a body type you don't like, or wear contacts or something that you hate, because that's not naturally you. They will see through it, and someone will want you,
and you'll be uncomfortable.
Yes.
And if you're uncomfortable, that shows on camera. No matter what, you're going to like show it. So like, the biggest advice that I can be is, first of all, be 100% yourself. Obviously, you can take inspiration from other models, tips from other models about eating healthy, skincare, hair care, whatever you want if you want to improve yourself. But always be you. Just be the better version of you if you're trying to improve yourself in any way. But also, don't wait to be perfect to start modeling. Like, don't wait until you've lost that 1 kg, or that you wait for that pimple to go away, or like, go to an agency, go seek them out, go talk to them, and just go for it. So go for it and be yourself.
But also, it's never too late as well to say.
Yeah, so like that, but that's
right.
Yeah, if you like think, oh, models only like between 14 and 18 or 14 and 20. No, I started when I'm 23. I know people that started when they're 28. And I've known people who started when they were 14. Like, there's never a right time. Just do it.
Like, now is the right time.
Yeah, no.
Whatever stage you're at, now is the right time.
Just go for it.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next one is
an assumption.
An assumption.
The assumption is modelling is an easy job. I might link that into the next assumption, which is you just stand and take pictures.
I'm trying to not be rude.
No.
Or try and be like really upset. But it's not easy, and it's not just like, if it was literally just standing like this, taking picture, like, I would have
really boring photos. They'd all be the same.
Yeah, and also like, oh, it's not easy either way. You go for it. Like,
no. So our job, it depends on what kind of job you have. But if you're on a shoot for, say, like a clothing brand, our job is to make the clothes look good.
Sell the clothes.
Exactly. So if you just stand there, you're not
selling. And
you're not showing the clothes off.
You're not showing the fabric, you're not showing the material, you're not showing the movement, you're not showing the flow, you're not showing how heavy it is or how light it is, you're not showing... There's so much that goes in behind the scenes that people don't see, and it's so hard. Not... Also that, like, also remember, it's like... People that work in restaurants, people that, like, on your feet all day is also a very tiring thing. Your back aches. If you're trying to keep a pose, like, say, like, a random one, or they want to show the movement of a skirt, and you're jumping 24/7, or like doing fake running 24/7, like, it's gonna have a physical effect on your body no matter what. And also remember the early wake up times, the hair, the makeup,
the late finishes,
the overtime, the like being, sometimes you're like in heels from 4 a.m. to 12 p.m.
And sometimes you might be, for example, we always shoot autumn winter clothing in summer or spring. So you could be in like a thick puffer jacket, knit jumper with a scarf and like a hat as well, in here, like in Tokyo, in 34-degree weather.
Flashbacks to Monday's job.
Oh my god, it's painful. But you can't complain.
You can't.
You have to do it.
Literally.
You're getting paid.
There were 3 people. Like, one girl was having a fan up my back, fan by my neck, and like a person with a water bottle, and someone like doing this with a fan, because I was literally red. Because I was wearing like a long sleeve top, a jumper, and puffer jacket, and scarf, and gloves, and I kid you not, it was like 32 degrees outside, Celsius.
Yeah. And
to 34, and it was like, that's not even the hottest day it's been here.
No.
And shooting. Like, I was actually grateful that it was that temperature, because I was like, thank goodness it's cold today.
Yeah, and us at the same time we also do, so autumn winter gets shot in summer. Spring summer collections
shoot in winter.
Get shot in winter. So I have been in London in -2 degrees in teeny tiny little silk dresses, shivering my butt off, but having to look like I'm warm and happy in photos.
And also there's a lot others
Acting.
to modelling. Yeah, you acting, you selling a product. And sometimes they shoot movies and stuff like that as well. Like advert parts and stuff like that as well. So it's not just photos. There's a lot that goes in. And like, I think I've talked about it in one of my other videos, but also like if your eyes are slightly squint or slightly more open, it changes the photo completely. Like the smallest detail changes it, and you need to be aware of what your body does and how it works to be able to make a photo look good.
Yeah, you kind of have to be aware of like every inch of your body, which it sounds really daunting. You can learn to do that. So once you first start out,
it's hard.
In your first couple of shoots you might find it a bit difficult. Like you'll be doing one pose but you might forget your face, or you might be like so focused on your face you might not realise that your hand's like at a weird angle or something. And like
I did
that
at
straight on. From my point of view, it looks quite interesting, but from your point of view, it just looks really weird.
But like from here,
I've got ugly hands anyway.
But like over here, like, just look like a little T-Rex.
Yeah. Oh, and the biggest thing, I would say this is the biggest thing, probably because I'm British and I'm a stickler for like politeness and etiquette. But you have to be
kind.
Really polite, and even if you feel like absolute crap, you haven't slept in days, you have to be polite to the client, and you have to be like, I don't want to say like force yourself to be happy, but you kind of have to show that you're like, positive, because then they'll want to work with you. The biggest turn off for clients is when they have a model that is grumpy, rude, doesn't really interact. They're not going to want to work with you again. So sometimes that is the most difficult thing. Yeah,
and it's also really hard when you have difficult clients. On the other hand, again, not just difficult models, but if you have a client that isn't very organised and you have to redo things over and over again, or if like you're running so behind schedule, like lunch gets cancelled or moved on 5 hours and you haven't eaten since 8 a.m. and now it's 4 p.m. Like there's things like that happen. It's a very complex industry, and I'd love to do a full detailed video on like exactly what goes on, because it's a lot. It's not just standing for a picture. It's not an easy job. There's a lot you have to learn. It's like anything. Like if you see someone in the movies, you don't think, oh, they have an easy job. You think, oh, all the lines they have to learn, all this or that they have to do, and that and that. And it's not always glamorous either.
Yeah, and it's not always just photos. Saying you might have runway, you might have fittings. Fittings are very common. Yeah, so there's a lot. Anyway, we've been on this one a while. Let's move on.
About 5 minutes worth, maybe more. Okay, so all of them have been like really long, so we're gonna try and answer some a bit more in rapid fire.
Quick fire.
But like still giving you some details and stuff like that as well if necessary. So the next question is kind of like there's only one size model.
Nope.
No. That's completely false, and it's actually changing a huge bit. I think it was like that a lot in the past, is that everyone wanted little stick figure models and that's what everyone perceived to be a model, but it's actually never been like that completely. And I know my agency has different divisions for different types of people. For people in fitness that are a bit more bulky and strong and lean and fit, they have like the petite sizes, which are the shorter girls and things like that. They have like plus size modeling, like they have like people that just do face. Like,
yeah.
Honestly, there's people that just do face. There's people that just do runway because they just walk. Like there's so many different divisions. Anything you want to add?
Yes. This is the biggest misconception that people have. Or like, yeah, it's about runway. So people always say you only ever see the same type of girls on runway. And yes, I agree that a lot of the times the girls that do runway can look the same, but also sometimes far too skinny, and it's not representative of the normal population. However, there is a reason for this. The clothes that you see on the runway are samples. They will only make one item of those clothing, and they have to use the same
size,
same patterns when they're making these clothes. They only have one item of clothing in this size. So when they cast a girl, they have to cast a girl that fits that item of clothing. So unfortunately, it always seems like they're the same size girls, and people complain, why can't you get diversity? And yes, it's a shame. However,
cost of making the products and stuff for a runway. Because if you think about runway, it's a fashion niche. So say the puffy shoulders, you know, that whole puffy sleeve thing is a big trend. They exaggerate it so much on the runway, and they put ruffles and puffy sleeves, and they exaggerate fashion on the runway. What you see in the clothing stores is like toned down versions, everyday use kind of versions.
But not even that. Sometimes you might have like the ready to wear collections, like Chanel do a ready to wear collection. However, the runway comes out before the collection does. They will only have that one item
size
after the runway show. Then it will go to production.
Yeah, especially because
you just have the one size, and so you need that size girl to show it off. And it sucks that size happens to be very skinny and sometimes unhealthily skinny.
It's because they're trying to save as much of the material and everything like that as possible.
Yeah,
because
in an ideal world, they'd make clothes in different sizes
to show off.
At the moment, because it would cost more, they don't.
So ideally, yes, we'd love to see more diversity on runways and things like that. But also, like, a runway show is the preview of the clothes. If a runway show doesn't get as much feedback or isn't as well perceived, they're not going to go forward with the line and make a bunch of clothes for it. They might make one item out of the collection that was really successful. So they can't make a whole bunch of everything because that financially just won't make sense.
In some cases they do, and that's amazing. Like in Rihanna's show, for example, her brand obviously has quite a lot of money behind it, and it's being marketed as a brand for all sizes. So in their runway show, they did have models of all sizes, and that was incredible. But it's just not the reality for all fashion brands out there, and it's such a shame, but it's the reality.
Hopefully it will change.
Yes.
Okay. So much for rapid fire.
Sorry. I got passionate about that one.
Yeah, no, but it is a very, like, touchy one. Okay, the only one is we only wear expensive clothes on our days off. If I could afford expensive clothes, honey, I would wear them all day, every day. But the truth is, modelling, this actually kind of leads into the other one, is that...
models make a lot of money.
Models make a lot of money. No, we don't. We can barely support ourselves, we can barely eat. That's maybe why we're skinny. I'm joking. Okay.
Oh my god.
No, models do not make a lot of money, and no, we do not.
And the
just
pay is inconsistent.
And it's inconsistent.
So you might have one job that pays a lot, but then you might have no jobs or jobs that only pay a little bit. So you can't. It's not the same as like a 9 to 5 job where you're making regular pay.
It's not a stable income.
So you might have a month where you are well off and you can afford to do things.
But
then you might have like 4 months of the year where you are struggling.
Yeah, and a lot of the photos that you see, the model street style, if you go on Pinterest or whatever and you Google model street style, a lot of them are
fake.
Yeah, it's fake. Sorry.
Pose.
When they go to the Victoria's Secret castings, they have professional stylists choose their outfit to go to a casting.
Yeah.
For those street style photos to be taken.
The big models you see, as in like the famous models, will be making a lot of money because brands will like pay, like you say, they'll be given clothes or paid to wear clothes to castings so that they're seen in the brands.
Yeah.
But
for us
regular girls,
us regular folk ain't got no money. We broke. And
yeah,
I prefer
because we spent it all on these t-shirts. They weren't expensive, by the way.
And the face mask. They keep falling off. I think it's been 10 minutes. So we've had these face masks on a while now, so we're going to take them off and on to the rest of the questions. But let's just do that little bit of a...
So gelatinous.
Ah! Woo! Wow, look at all that light coming from the window now. It's so bright.
I honestly think I prefer my face with this on.
No, you're gorgeous.
My eyes are very small today. Because I've only just woken up and
just hang that over there. Ooh, it's very gooey.
Shall I put it on there as well?
Yeah, just throw it. I'll take a photo of it later. But yeah, so basically, if we're slightly out of frame or something, blah blah blah, camera more space.
Because it's another day and we're fake. No, it's not.
It's just like 20 minutes later.
You're out of space.
You're out of space, had to clear the footage. So we're going to answer 2 more questions because I think we've gotten through a lot, but there were still a lot of other questions. So if you want a part 2 or something, we can make that happen. I'll come visit
Cara can make that happen.
I'll visit
I won't be there.
Oh yeah, do it. We'll collab again in reunion style. Okay, so the one question kind of like leads on to the like you only wear expensive stuff is the fact that we get a lot of free stuff.
No.
The answer's
Sorry, shut you off right there. No.
No. But if you know of any brands in where we live, I live in Cape Town.
England.
You know,
Cambridge specifically.
You know, if you know any brands, local brands, new designers, hit me up. I will wear your stuff. I will post on Instagram. I love collabing with like young designers and things like that. I've done it once or twice before, and I love sharing small businesses. I feel like supporting the community is really important, and I love doing that. And I don't feel like a lot of big brands do that, so I'm not as famous, you know, sorry. But hit me up if you want to collab. We had really fun shooting day. It was so much fun. And I think it was just the vibe, and everyone was happy and all together, and they actually gifted me a pair of pants, and it was so cool and so unexpected, and it was just amazing. But that...
You can't expect that.
That basically never happened.
Expect to never get anything for free.
So then you're pleasantly surprised if it happened once in a blue moon. But yeah, so it rarely ever happens. So yeah, we don't get free stuff. And then our last question is...
Oh, wait, going back though.
Oh, no.
There are... Back to the free stuff thing. There are, depending on like what city in the world you're in. So I'm in London. I work in London, live in Cambridge. There are certain like perks you can get. So there are some apps that deal with models and like social media influencers.
Cape Town, get on this.
Yeah, sorry. Maybe one day. But like they have it in New York and Paris as well. The biggest two I can think of are Into app and Model Village. They will have to verify you, so they will have to check through your agency that you are actually telling the truth, and they will check your social media to see if you have a big enough following, which sucks. But how it works is that you get like perks with certain brands. So there are lots of coffee shops in London that will offer you discounted coffee, or maybe like one free coffee per week in exchange for like they expect that you will then like put it on your social media
Instagram post,
like your Instagram story. So that's why they kind of want you to have a certain like threshold of followers.
Like nothing in life is for free. There's always hard work and effort that goes into it. So if you're expecting to get like 100,000 followers in one day by just sharing a link post, it's not going to happen. Like things take time. If you're thinking of you're going to be an overnight success model, it's not going to happen. Everything takes time, and everything is effort and hard work and practice and practice and practice and practice.
One more question.
Final question. I think this is like the biggest bang.
Question.
Yeah, it's also the weirdest one, and also one that I got a lot, which I obviously assume this is like the biggest assumption people have.
Yeah, I'm surprised a lot of people asked this, because I didn't think it was...
I didn't think it was that big either, but I got a lot of people asking this, and it's that all models use drugs. Yeah, it's one of the biggest assumptions is that
all models do drugs.
And that is not
true. You girl here, one little saint's never done anything apart from paracetamol. Sorry, translation, never done any drugs apart from things that are classified as drugs for like
medical reasons.
Pain relief. Paracetamol.
Being in hospital, I've gone under anaesthetic and had pain.
I mean, technically caffeine is classed as a drug, so you know, every time I have a cup of tea that's not decaf, I've got me a little druggy.
No. Okay, so the thing is, I was really shocked about this. Don't do drugs. If you're new at modelling, don't fall into peer pressure or any of that kind of thing. Don't do it. It's like not good for you, your career. Like, and personally, like, you don't want a model that's on drugs and looks all loopy and crazy and stuff. So I was really shocked that a lot of people thought models were all on drugs.
Yeah.
I feel like because some people do realise that modelling is a very stressful industry, and it's very pressure on the way you look, the way you feel, your weight, your measurements, your size. So I can understand why people think as a stress relief that might be a thing, but there's many other ways to do stress relief. But also
maybe not even as a stress relief, because it's such an image focused industry. If you have insecurities and you're maybe not getting like the right support, it's so common to have mental health issues
and to fall into the wrong habits. I think
and like people might use it as escapism to try and like relieve maybe like depressive thoughts they've got, and it's unfortunate that some people do that, but there are like other means to get help,
and please do get help if you need it.
It might be hard to find sometimes, but it's more important that you like deal with the root issue than just try and like ease it with
cover it up
with like narcotics and even alcohol is classified as a drug.
Yeah, any kinds of form of that, like, really do take the time to take care of yourself and your body.
Is just as important as your physical health. And that's often overlooked in this industry. Like, mental health isn't
seen
really
as an issue.
Yeah, because also if you're travelling a lot, like we've been here in Tokyo, like Cara, you've been here 2 months. I've been here for a month and like a week or something, or maybe a month and a half. And you haven't seen your family in that time. Like you've Skyped them, but I haven't at all.
It's still hard because the time zone is like they wake up at like 3 p.m. and a lot of the times I'm in the casting car by 3 p.m. already. And I've only been able to really Skype them a lot since I haven't been having castings because I'm leaving soon.
And by the time we finish castings at like say 9 p.m, they're already like 8 hours behind. They're already at work.
And they're doing their stuff. And then by the time they're ready to talk, it's 2 a.m. And you're like just...
Most people. I want to give everybody
We love a family that like deals with all the random travelling and the time zones. And my precious mom that stays up sometimes still really late to talk to me. We love you, but yeah, it is really hard. Mental health is like a deep-rooted issue that a lot of people deal with, and I don't think it's addressed enough. So I can understand those pressures to fall into other circumstances because you're not getting the support you need. But no, not all models do drugs, and
no one I know.
No one that I know either. So yeah,
apart from the caffeine, like I said, lots of models do drink coffee because
coffee.
Long hours. You need to wake up. I fix that with sugar.
4 a.m. call times, coffee. But sugar. Yeah, and also like the thing is, it's really hard to do, but I always feel really good after exercise. So if I'm feeling really down or feeling like stuck in a rut or like just things are really difficult, like just going for a walk and going outside even just helps me, like even that slight little bit. And she'll know because I had a really bad day and I just walked around until she was free after castings to meet up, and I already felt so much better just knowing there was someone there that I was going to go see, and also the fact that I was walking around outside in fresh air. So
yeah, and like similar to that last night or the night before last, I could not sleep at all. I was in a really bad headspace. Obviously this was 3 a.m. Cara was asleep, so I just got up. This is maybe not the safest thing to do. I just got up and went for a walk. No, I just walked to the other side of Tokyo, found a temple that was beautiful.
Akasaka. It's...
Ooh. Oh, didn't go to Akasaka. Sorry. Just kick the camera. And then when it was time at like 9 a.m, met up with Cara, and that was great because I wasn't alone in my head.
Yeah, because when you're out and about, sometimes just going to a park or somewhere or something, it really does help. So yeah,
read a book, another form of escapism.
Don't read a bad book.
And don't do drugs.
Don't do drugs. Stay in school, kids. What?
Eat your food.
It's like, yeah, eat food. Don't starve yourself.
Oh my god, no.
Don't starve yourself. Sorry, the lighting keeps changing. But it's like kind of rainy, sunny. But don't starve yourself. Stay in school. Don't do drugs. And stay away from agencies that don't have your best interests at heart. That's my advice for anyone starting out. And
talk to people. If you are with an agency and you are having doubts, or you don't feel like they're maybe giving you like they're not giving you like the right career path or the attention you think maybe you need.
Deserve, yeah.
Don't, excuse my language, don't be a bitch about it. Like, don't be rude, but talk to them.
They're human beings. They can also be like, they think this is the best route for you, but actually, really, you want to work more internationally, and they didn't really think that was an option for you because this wasn't something you wanted. Just openly talk to them like an adult. Open conversations. You can tell people, like, it's the same with critiquing. Like, you can give critiques to people in a very nice, positive way, and you can do it in a nasty way. Always say polite, cordial, and just do what's best for you.
Use your P's and Q's, children. They'll get you a long way.
Please, thank you. Eat your food. Don't do drugs and stay in school.
Bye. Right, wait, and if you go to another country, learn how to say please and thank you, if anything. Don't need any other words.
Arigatou gozaimasu.
Arigatou gozaimasu. Sayonara.